As you well know, here with Talk About Topeka, small businesses are incredibly important to Topeka and the whole area. And so we would like to make a pledge, and we'd like you to make that pledge with us. So raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, state your name, am never going to give you up, never going to let you down, never going to run around and desert you. I'm never going to make you cry, never going to say goodbye, never going to tell a lie and hurt you. That's our completely original. So after that incredibly original and heartwarming pledge, we're here to check in with my first guest on the show and Rickroller, Miss Connie Cook, ladies and gentlemen, Marion Lane Candles. Connie, how are you?
Yes, oh, great to see you.
It's great to see you too. Great to see you. We've got Max over here. Yeah, you've been on our show before, and we're just in town rickrolling people, checking up and see how things are going. How's things going over here in Brookwood?
Wow, well, Brookwood is fabulous. You know, we've been really pleased with our move over here. People seem to really support us as a local business, and this is a real community, so it's been a lot of fun over here. We love it.
Very cool, very cool. So how's things different from here than from downtown?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that we added a lot of boutique items. It's Marion Lane Candles and Gifts, so it's actually kind of a different business. But we have our standard candles that everybody knows us for. That hasn't changed, and we have jewelry and clothing and fabulous umbrellas and all sorts of scarves and just little knicky-knack things that it seems to be a really good fit for this area.
Very cool. We have a lot of friends in the Brookwood area over here we're talking to today. So you've got a lot of smaller businesses in this area.
Yeah, you know, and I think the great thing about Brookwood is that Brookwood has a real stable history, and some of the businesses, and I know that one of my new friends, Melanie over at the Linen Tree,
we're going to go see her.
They've been here for over 30 years, and I know that some of the other businesses have been here for a long time, and that gives people a good feeling about the stability of the neighborhood. So
absolutely. And you were on our show before, and some little snippets, some real fun stuff that Max is going to put together. He's going to put that together, and it's going to go just like this. So you've been expanding. Now, where do you sell the candles? Like, you only sell them in the store, or you sell them out around as well?
Yes, actually, we have our candles in several places, and we also do a lot of fundraising. So we sell candles all throughout the United States through the fundraisers.
Very cool.
Raising for kids and organizations. We also have private labeling, so we're making candles for other businesses, but you don't know it.
That's really cool. Mm-hmm. So you've got someone who's had a business started in their house, who has totally made a business that sells all over the country, all over the world, right here. Connie Cook, ladies and gentlemen. Connie, that's very cool.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for your success there. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about you. How did you get in the candle making business?
Well, I actually started out sewing, and I made the cutest little ornaments, and I'd make them for the holiday craft shows and things like that.
Cool.
But if you bought one, you probably didn't need 5. And I noticed, you know, that most of the different crafters, you used up all of a product that they sold. So they made soap or lotion or candles. And I started getting involved in candles and learning more about it. And it just was a hobby that went mad.
How'd you come up with the name Marion Lane? What's significance there?
That is the street that I lived on when
cool.
I started. So yeah, it was in my basement.
Very cool. You learn something new every day here. So you were totally a pro in that interview. You looked great.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Yeah. And we're really glad that you're down here in Brookwood, and you're still kicking Topeka in the butt with candles. You're really doing it for us. Yeah. And so we're going to go ahead and let you get back to work, but we can't do that until we rickroll you. Max, hit it. So when you're talking about small business owners, you know, they're not the kind of people that just sit around in their living rooms counting their cash. They are the people who are working in their stores. They're the people who are going to greet you when you walk behind the counter. They're the people who are going to give you that hometown service that you just don't find anywhere else. And they're the people like Melanie Kline, owner of the Linen Tree. We're getting ready to rickroller. Let's check it out. Melanie, how are you?
Oh, hi.
Hey,
How are you, Chris?
it's good to see you.
Good
How's
to
everything
see
been
you
going?
too. Hey, everything's been going great.
Good, good. I know.
Sun's shining today. Things are good in Brookwood.
So we're really trying to talk to the local business owners and essentially show that when you walk into a place like the Linen Tree, you're seeing the owner dealing with you right now, and it's just that personal touch that we really have to keep the spirit alive of. And
Absolutely.
We had you on our show before. Max is going to put together a little roll for us, and it's going to go a little something just like this. Wow. And so you're over in Brookwood Shopping Center.
I am.
And I want to talk a little bit about the feel of the little neighborhood over there. You guys have got a great organization over in Brookwood,
We
and
do.
I know our friend Connie Cook at Marion Lane. She's over there in Brookwood.
Yes, she's a new merchant.
Yeah,
Yes,
tell us a
so-
little bit about the whole neighborhood feel in Brookwood.
Well, it is. It's a great neighborhood feel. Brookwood, right there on 29th Street is very neighborhood feeling. You're right. It's always been focused on independent retailers and small business, and over the years, there's just always been a changing but very good mix of clients and shops there. So I just have always loved Brookwood, and really, don't want to be anyplace else, or I guess I would have been 35 years later, I wouldn't be in the same place. But yeah, it's just a great mix of tenants right now too. I feel very fortunate to be around as long as I have.
Do you have a lot of return customers? I mean,
A lot of return customers, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very hands-on. So I am in the store at least 5 days a week. We're open 7 days a week. And I know most of my customers. I can't call them all by name, but I do try, and I think we have a lot of great people in Topeka, and I think so many of them are appreciative of some of the small businesses that we do have here. And try to support us as best they can. So
I think that's
it's
something
a
that people
mutual-
really want to do. They
yeah,
want to support
They want
local.
to, and yeah.
So we had a blast having you in the studio, and folks, you really do need to get down to the Linen Tree, Brookwood Shopping Center down here. Talk to Melanie; she will take care of you. But we got to rickroll them back, so let's do it. Hit it, Max. Well, a really fun guy that we had on the show before is Gary Blitch. He is the owner of Framewoods and Southwind Gallery here. It's just right across from Brookwood where we've just been, and we're going to go check him out, of course, to the tune of Rick Astley. Hey, Gary, how are you?
I'm good.
Gary, good to see you.
Chris, how you doing?
How you been over here?
I've been good. We're busy. We've been having fun.
Absolutely. You were on our show a little while. We'll show a clip of your original interview, but how's things been going since you were on our show?
Ever since I was on your show, business has tripled.
It's what happens.
Oh no, that's a lie. But it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good.
Very good. You're still doing the First Friday Art Walks and everything?
First Friday Art Walks. We have a nice show on the walls here now from the Missouri Valley Impressionist Society.
It's really good stuff.
They have over 100 members, and they sort of radiate out of Kansas City, but some from Topeka, St. Joe, Omaha, Des Moines, Columbia, Missouri, all over the Midwest. But 83 paintings is what we have left. We started out with more than that, but we sold a bunch of them. So
Wow.
So we're doing pretty good.
It's very cool. Art's moving here in Topeka.
This is a great arts town.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we've seen so much wonderful stuff. You guys have been doing this for a long time, though, right?
Yeah, we were one of the first galleries to be in the art walk. And our friend Cheryl Logan started that art walk some, I don't know, 10 or 12 years ago, I think. So I don't know how many of them we've done, but we've been in almost every one. Sometimes when the first Friday falls on July 4th, we don't have an art walk that night, but
That's cool. That's cool. Well, we have been going around to local businesses and rickrolling them.
Really?
And yeah, of course. And we stopped here. We want to show a little clip from your original interview on the show just to kind of catch people up on why they should come down here to Framewoods and the Southwind Gallery.
Now rickrolling, is that sort of like when I was in the Navy, I used to get rolled in the back alleys once in a while? Or...
While they watch this clip, I will teach you all about the art of rickrolling.
all right. Good
Yeah, here we go. Enjoy. art in Topeka is nothing new, and the testament to that is that Southwind has been there for 20 years, and you guys have been struggling through the test of time, and I think that the neighborhood in Noto owes a debt of gratitude to the forefathers who have actually done that.
Maybe.
So
I'd never thought about that, but the talking about struggling through the harder times, we recognize that art is generally not a necessity in most households or most businesses. We're of the opinion that the economic situation, the general overall economic situation, will dictate probably more than anything else that we do about whether or not people are going to buy art or not. We know that if your 401k isn't doing very well, it's pretty easy to pass on buying a painting, or for that matter, buying a frame. And then on the other hand, if the economic situation is doing well, it seems to bring us more customers at least sooner, and more where they're more able to do something along those lines. So it's important that we watch the overall economy.
Yeah.
That's where my banking background connects pretty quickly. We can see those things kind of taking shape. So.
And you know, in times like what we've been having, you know, art is one thing that miraculously has always done well, because I think people really want that creativity. You know, they want to share that creativity, and they're looking for other alternative ways other than just spending a lot of money they don't have anymore. So it is a good thing that you know, you wonder why in that time that there's a big boom for this, and I think it's actually a great way for our community to embrace itself as well.
Art as an investment is not a bad concept. It may, in some cases, work better than your AT&T stock. And I mean, as far as holding value and maintaining its asset value, sometimes that works better than maybe some other alternative investments. We recognize that there's at least a place for that in the portfolio for the people who are active investors.
Absolutely, absolutely. You heard it from the man who sells a lot of art and former banker. So trust what he has to say right here, Gary. So we have been practicing our moves, and we're ready to entertain you, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare to be rickrolled and entertained. Max, hit it.
Roll that Rick. I say roll that Rick now. Come on, roll that Rick. You gotta get down. Down. You like it.
And we're back. We're in downtown Topeka at one of the places it's so difficult for me to visit here because it just proves my job is really hard. We're at Hazel Hill Chocolate Traditions. They've been on our show before, and we just wouldn't be anything without being able to take a little trip down here to rickroll them. So let's do it. Max, hit it. So we are at Hazel Hill Chocolate Traditions here in downtown Topeka at 724 Kansas Avenue. They've got some incredible new news. They've got a store open in Manhattan. So for our viewers in Manhattan, go check out the Hazel Hill there. You can, Topeka, come down to Kansas Avenue, check them out here. We did an interview with owner Nick Xidis. He was on our show a little while back. We're going to put a little clip together, and it goes a little something just like this. Check it out. I love it there. It's like it is like Willy Wonka land down there. I mean, you see,
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you see all these wonderful things that you're like, I can't believe they put chocolate on it, but I love it. You know, it's great. I mean, from you walk in and you see the big candied apples and all that. Oh man. So you do have a background in chocolate, and so what made you say, Topeka, we're going to open up Hazel Hill downtown? Right here, we're here for you.
You know, we were brought here by security benefit. I took a position there, and when we came, one of the things that clearly, in our view, needed some improvement was downtown. And as we had the means and some of the knowledge of how to do that, it seemed like a natural fit to see if we could put something downtown that was a little bit of a nice place to go, provided some work experiences and things for folks who are maybe on their way to somewhere else and could learn from a work experience that fit nice with some education, and really to offer the community a a place that was a little bit different and would hopefully be one of the anchors here downtown.
Hazel Hill's almost become one of those synonymous names when they talk about the small businesses downtown. People mention Hazel Hill, and I think you've done a great job with quality. Everything is so delicious there. I don't know if you've never been to Hazel Hill, you need to get out and go to Hazel Hill Chocolates like right now. Well, not right now because
Yeah, you got to finish watching.
Yeah, you have to finish watching. But there's a lot of small business owners that are getting involved, and I mean, do you kind of feel the family bit down here? I mean,
You know, we do. We're a pretty tight group, and I like that a lot.
yeah.
I think things in the last 6 years have changed from our point of view. When we started, really tough to get anything happening on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's pretty hard now to tell a Saturday sales volume from a weekday sales volume. So I think that's a pretty good signal that there's some destination things downtown that are bringing folks here. And you know, we just had the Rethink event this past weekend, and we saw some great shows down here. We had some great food to eat. I don't know why somebody wouldn't want to come down and enjoy an environment like that is, you know, top quality stuff and a good family-friendly place to have a good time.
That's exactly what's going on down here. So behind the counter here at Hazel Chocolates, what's your name?
Corinne.
This is Corinne, and what are you doing, Corinne?
I'm dipping our lemon things, which is like a moist brownie ball, and I'm dipping it in white chocolate.
I love these things, literally, the things.
Yeah.
These are good. These
Yeah.
are very good. Have you ever tried the things? Because you should, if you haven't. You need to be getting those down here. This is Haley. How are you, Haley?
Good.
And you're scooping truffles, so what are we doing?
The truffles, they're in the case over there, but it's chocolate. It takes 3 days to make. The first day, you boil cream and chocolate and butter. And then the second day, you let it scoop it into these little balls, and then we'll roll them so they're all the same size, and we'll dip them in chocolate. And they come in just about every flavor you can imagine.
I can tell I'm going to be getting a box of these when I go, absolutely. So be sure to make Hazel Hill one of your chocolate traditions when you're in Topeka or Manhattan. And of course, I can't get out of here until we Rickroll you. Max, hit it. So one of my favorite places and one of my favorite people is Chris Grandmontaigne's with Grandmontaign Designs, and of course Warehouse 414. It wouldn't be talking about Topeka unless we were talking about her, and well, quite frankly, the idea of rickrolling someone just really made me want to rickrollers. Max, hit it! Well, hey Chris, how are you doing?
Good.
Good to
Hi.
see you.
Nice to see you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, this is Chris Grandmontaigne's with Warehouse 414. We were just talking about you outside, and we had you on the show before.
Yes.
And how have things been going since then?
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
We've done the designer show house. We've had plays. We've had First Fridays. We've had lots of customers come in and buy.
What
It's
more
good to
can
be
you
in
ask
Topeka.
for? Absolutely. Things are going great. And you're over here at Warehouse 414. Tell them where it is.
At 414 Southeast 2nd Street,
It's real easy to remember from the name
2nd
there.
and Madison, right across the street north from the Hallmark plant. And I've been working. Can you tell? I'm all
That's
hot
right.
and sweaty.
Well, that's what small business owners do, and that's what we're trying to make sure everybody understands, that when you support a small business owner, you're supporting someone who works right there. So
Yes.
make that commitment and take that pledge. Remember the pledge that I had at the beginning of the show? Yeah, make that pledge. We're never going to give you up, never going to let you down, never going to run around and
Good.
desert you. I'll tell you that much. So we did have you on the show before. We have a little highlight reel of our interview with that, so we can go back and kind of tell them a little bit.
Okay.
For anybody who might not have seen it, check it out.
6 years ago, a friend of ours had told the people that owned this building that they should call John and I, because we have some idea of what they could do with the building. Or maybe we had a client that might want it, or who knows what they thought. But John and I finally got with them after much phone calls back and forth. We were busy, we couldn't get here. And John says, I really didn't leave us any bargaining power, because we walked through the front door and I went, I have to have this building.
It's really a big, beautiful, easy building to fall in love with. And it's a lot of just creative design that you guys
Just
have done.
all the stuff we like.
It's a big playground. This is a big playground for you. I
Yes.
know it is.
Yes, yes.
I mean, you've got just amazing. You walk through the front door and you see the display of furniture, and you see that you guys refurbish furniture. You do all that.
We do some. Actually, most of it is the way I get it.
That's great.
And then if it needs to have something done, a lot of the sofas really need to be reupholstered. Maybe there are a couple that have been redone, but most of the time they're here for their form and everything, and the customer is going to actually get it reupholstered, or I can help the customer get it reupholstered.
Yeah. How did you find yourself getting into that type of vintage furniture? Yeah.
My mom, I grew up going junking with my mom.
Yeah.
From the time I can remember, we went to the dump, to the Salvation Army, to all those stores, and she actually called it junkin'. That's what we would get in the car with my aunt and my cousin and buy some bologna and some bread and some bananas and Oreos. And we just had a great old day.
Well, we were talking, and some of this furniture is just so regal. I mean, we were walking in, and it's like, if you're going to sit down on that couch over there, you're going to feel really special.
John or I, one or the other of us, pick every piece. And I try to, good design is good design, whether it's 100 years old or 5 years old or 2 years old. And I look for good lines, furniture that was really nice furniture to start out with. We're just major recyclers.
Yeah, and we should be. I mean, there's amazing things. You walk in, you even see things that it's like, you know what? My great-grandma had a piece like that.
Yeah.
And this is in beautiful condition. And why wouldn't someone want to get something that is already still in great shape after being that old?
Right.
That's going to be around a lot longer, so.
And my personal love is mid-century modern furniture. So you'll see a lot of mid-century modern in here because John and I both really like that a lot. But I guess I like all furniture. So then, and all styles. So then I start blending in a little Oriental or Asian furniture with that. And then I've got a little Gothic. And who knows? I just think it all works together. One of my design philosophies is if you love something and you love something else and they really look like they don't have anything common, they already have one thing in common, that you like them both. So.
That's right. The art comes across in everything in here, but everything that you do personally. I mean, all the things you've done for the First Friday Art Walk. You just got an Artie Award from Arts Connect.
Yes.
Congratulations on
Thank
that
you.
for all the
Thank
things
you.
that you've been doing. But I mean, so what have you guys been doing with it First Friday?
I just thought it would be fun to show art in a non-traditional gallery setting.
So we are going to wrap up our episode here. Thank you guys so much for having me. This is John, your husband right here. How you doing, John?
Yes,
good to see you. I understand you are a thespian here.
I am a thespian. Only at my place here, though.
There you go. So it's the perfect way to send all of you off with our final Rickroll. Max, hit it. That's okay. He's not either. Thanks again to all our guests today, but also to all of you for putting up with our asinine ridiculousness. This episode was sponsored by the WIBW channels and the Break Room's production of Dale Easton's The Drunkard. It's showing this June, so get your tickets now at breakroomdowntown.com. As a side note to our viewers, know that we are never going to give you up, and hopefully we'll be together forever. Seriously, making a career out of 2 songs? What do you get for 50 episodes of television? Anyway, I'm Chris Schultz. Be sure to tune in next week. Check out our website, like us on Facebook, and, oh yeah, keep talking about Topeka.